Welcome to Career Boss, the Storytime edition. I've been in business, in the business world, I'd say, for 45 years, 25 of that as a senior executive. I've heard things, I've seen things, and I've learned things, and I like to pass these on to you. Today's story time is a bit of a doozy. I have an employee that I was told watches 4 hours a day of porn. Wow. Let's get into it. Imagine an employee who provides work before it's due, who understands exactly what you're looking for when you ask them to work on something, has exemplary presentation skills, and it can take the complex and make it simple. Phenomenal team player. Everyone likes this employee, especially me, the boss. And finally, just simply my best employee. At that time, I think I had 30 employees, and this particular person was stellar. So I'm working in my office, and my door is darkened by an IT person as well as an HR person. I think, what have I done now? So they look really serious. They tell me that I've got a problem because one of my employees is watching porn at work. Not only that, for 4 hours a day. 4 hours a day. Let's think about that for a second. 4 hours a day. My best employee. I don't want to lose this employee. In fact, I'm not going to lose this employee. That was my first mindset here. We're going to fix this. So IT guy shows me how he came up with 4 hours a day, and the employee is apparently on a lot of sites. Unknowingly, IT guy gives me a bit of an out. He says the employee removes traces of their online activity at the end of the day. Okay. I say, unless you can prove that it is actually this employee and not somebody signing in as them, I'm not doing anything. I'm not getting rid of this person. So a month goes by. I hear nothing from IT. I hear nothing from HR. Fingers crossed that I'll continue to hear nothing here. Meanwhile, my employee just keeps pumping out the work. So I figure it's time to go up and talk to my boss. So I go up to his office to inform him of this 4 hour, let me just say, alleged 4 hour a day situation. And I give him a heads up in case I had to terminate my best employee. My boss knew that this was an outstanding employee as well. His response was 4 hours a day seems like they're in the wrong profession. All right, I don't bite on that one. Finally, after about 6 weeks, IT guy comes to see me and he looks too happy, and I know what this means. It's not good. We've got him, he says. They forgot to close one of the sites. My heart sank, but I do say, how can you be sure it's them? Can you prove it? IT guy says yes. Warning, just to let you know, this story does not have a happy ending. I go to HR and I ask them, do I really have to dismiss? Can't I do a warning? No. Company policy that they signed means they've got to go. So at this particular company, it was a smaller one, there was something that people referred to as the firing room. Well, it wasn't really a firing room. It was a small office that had no windows to the outside, had no windows to the inside. People who worked in the company couldn't see, so it was nicknamed the firing room. So this is going to become a sad and uncomfortable situation. My HR person is in the room, and I invite the employee to come to the meeting. When he, she, they, look, I haven't identified the gender here, walked into the room, to say that their face dropped was an understatement. Things dawned on them really quickly what was going on. And that was sad to watch. So like always when I'm firing, and I have a how to fire video, I started off saying I had bad news to them. I don't beat around the bush. I just go, I've got bad news for you. I showed the data that proved the 4 hours a day issue to them. Then the HR person reviewed the termination document and left. So it's just me and the employee at this point, which is fine. My employee tried to make a deal and asked if I could let this go, and geez, I wanted to, but I really wasn't permitted. And my employee is crying and crying and crying. It was a heartbreaker. It was awful. My amazing employee had tears of fear and embarrassment and shame, and this was the worst firing I've ever had to do. It only dawned on me much later after I dismissed the person that my company's employee assistance program helped with alcohol and drug addiction, so why didn't it help with pornography addiction? A little different though, I suppose. It's a misuse of company property on company time. That makes it a little different, I figured. So the best I could offer the employee was to keep the reason for dismissal under wraps and position it as a mutual decision. The employee was in their mid-20s and had a great career ahead of them, and I didn't want to be the person that messed that up for them. Then I walked them out the door. But think about this. This employee completed in half a day more than my other employees did in a full day. What a sad situation. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Thanks for watching.